about how do you handle driving failures. Through my career, I've seen multiple failures. I've seen how they happen, when they happen. I'm going to give you some strategies to help you overcome these failures. And if and when it happens, you can apply these failures. This could be for teens. This could be for drivers who have 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. This could be for adults. This could be for people who've had their license taken through negligence of their own. And we're going to discuss it today, so let's go ahead and get into it. We are all angry and emotional. You never want to raise your voice or yell. It's okay to yell when you get home, hit the wall, be upset, be angry, but it's extremely important that you understand your purpose. Your purpose is to learn how to drive. That's your true purpose. Your purpose is to become a better person once you get your license. Your driving license belongs to the state. Your driver's license does not belong to you. It belongs to your state or province. This is bringing you value. Give it a thumbs up. We're talking about how to handle failure in driving. Don't ignore the problem. Put some posts on my channel. There have been people in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, and even older than that have put off driving because of potential failure. Maybe they had a bad instructor. Maybe their parents yelled and screamed at them. Maybe their older siblings forced them into learning how to drive, and it was a very traumatic experience. I understand that. I teach students with trauma. Apologize. Apologize to yourself. Apologize to your caregivers. And apologize to your friends around you. Your friends are your support system. Your friends can also be very critical when you're going through very difficult times because they don't understand how you feel. We've all been there through high school, through early college, through your late 20s and early 30s. There's no set time to have certain things happen. Driving is a tool that can prepare you for adulthood. Driving is a tool that can assist you getting to work, getting home, and then one day you're going to have a son or daughter. You're going to have to be able to pick them up, drop them off at their friend's house, take them to the hospital. Some people walk away. We all have been there, and you're like, I'm done. I don't want to deal with driving anymore. This is too frustrating. It's too hard. Thank you for the prayers of the arm. I really appreciate it. You have to have the ability not to walk away. It's okay to take a step back and reeval. What do I need to do? I need to find my birth certificate. I need to get on the bus and go downtown to the DMV. I might have to take an Uber or a Lyft to get there. You can go inside, you can get your information. You're going to have to take a test. There's a study guide that's available. And I will be putting study guides together also on my channel. More on that later. You have to suggest solutions. I'm a big solution person. Okay, let's look at this situation. I need to take my test. But first, I need to practice. I need to practice parallel parking. I need to practice merging on the expressway. I need to practice making right turns. I need to practice backing into driveways. You get what I'm saying about practice. If you don't have a solution, your first solution, your second solution, your third solution, then you're going and you're planning to fail. You have to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. If your parents can't take you out, maybe your older brother or sister. If not, maybe your cousin or your uncle or auntie. Always have that plan B. Your uncle and auntie love you. You're their niece or nephew. They will do anything for you. When you go to your uncle or auntie to ask for help, don't complain about their brother or sister. That's just going to make your situation worse. Hey uncle, hey auntie, how you doing? Hey nephew, hey niece, how you doing? I need some practice driving. Could you please help me? When do you have free time? I have free time on Friday after 3. You've got to get over there. Your uncle and auntie will help you. They love you. Complain. Complaining at the end of the day doesn't really do any good. You can complain to the DMV. You can complain to your mom and dad. That's just going to make them more pissed off and mad. You complain to your siblings. Your family does love you. Some families have a weird way of showing it. Driving is very personal. And if you complain too much, your whole family's going to shut you out because you're annoying. So complain at the right time. My aunt used to say the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So you want to complain enough to raise your point and then keep it moving. Next, forgive. I like forgiveness because if you keep holding hate and anger and frustration, your process won't be good. I was driving a student yesterday, pulled out in front of a car. I had to stop them. I had to hit the brake, and we almost got hit. I could not be mad at them, but you're saying you're an instructor. How could that happen? Students make these mistakes. Adults make these mistakes. Older drivers make these mistakes. Foreign drivers make these mistakes. No one's perfect. You, as a hopeful beginning driver, you will make mistakes. You need to have a parent or caregiver who is sympathetic and understanding. You're new. You're going to make mistakes. And if they don't understand this, they're not living in reality. So learn to forgive. Because if I held on to all the mistakes my students made, teens and adults, I wouldn't be here today. Threatening does not do any good because now you're using emotional energy and it's going to be a negative outcome. If someone threatens me, I'm going to go into defense mode. I'm going to shut down. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to interact with you. I'm not going to help you. Why? Because you're threatening me. You don't make me feel safe and appreciated. And you're threatening someone because you're going through an emotional situation yourself. You may do this intentionally, unintentionally, but once people feel threatened, it's hands off. I don't want to talk to you. I want to help you. You figure it out for yourself. Typically, younger drivers go through this, and some older drivers who feel, hey, I know what to do. Well, Mom, you got a DUI. You don't know what to do. Dad, you're drinking too much. I had to come and get you from the bar. I've been through these personal family situations, and I understand. At one point, you're going to have to take away the keys from Mom or Dad. That's a very tough and emotional situation, too, because they're leaving the car running. They left their credit card in the car. They're becoming more of a liability than an asset. Next, look for a win-win. I like to do this, too. I want to help you learn how to drive. You should be watching my content to learn how to drive. I give you the perspective of a beginning driver. Do X, Y, and Z, and 1, 2, and 3, you'll be able to pass your driving test. You'll be able to learn how to parallel park. You'll be able to learn how to merge on the expressway. You'll be able to learn to drive in a huge downtown metropolitan area, Detroit, New York, Dallas, Texas, okay, LA. These are huge areas that one day, if you drive long enough, you're going to have to go downtown. You're going to have to go to a huge metropolitan airport, and it is overwhelming. Call other names. That's immature. And if you call other people names, you're looking for an scapegoat. You're looking for someone who will accept the blame, but you really are the problem. And that's hard because when you're young, you're angry. That DMV instructor, they failed me. That road tester, I didn't mean to run the light. They could have gave me a break. My driver's ed teacher didn't teach me anything. It's your personal responsibility to prepare for this initial test. The public is split up between teens, first-time drivers, post-COVID drivers, drivers in their late 20s, early 30s, drivers in their 30s and 40s, drivers in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. They're different categories. And this content will help each group because we all want to be safe drivers. We all don't want to have an accident. One example is the Insurance Institute. After about 24 years old, your insurance rates drop down. You've been driving about 10 years. It takes about 10 years to learn the fundamentals. There's no quick fix. You can't just watch a video, take a test, and drive because You can't get all the information in one setting. Understanding all points of views. I try to be open-minded when I teach adults, when I teach teens. I have learned to listen. And when you listen, you understand. We want to be listened to and understood. Listening is a really important skill that you have to have. When I'm driving in a teen or adult, I want to listen to them. I want to see, are they doing their verification checks? Are they looking left? Are they looking right? Did they look left again, but they missed a car? And then I remind them, did you check to your left? You have to be willing to be open-minded and let people learn from their mistakes. If you're an instructor or you have an instructor that is screaming at you, your mom or dad's yelling at you, you won't learn. You won't want to be in this situation. You could be 25, 27, your whole family's putting pressure on you to drive. You won't want to drive. I've seen these situations before. You get upset. We all get upset. I was upset yesterday when a young lady pulled out in front of a car. We almost got hit. I had to turn the wheel, pull over to the side, and take a moment. Did you know what happened? No. Did you look to the left? I thought I did. We did not look to the left. We almost got broadsided by a car. If you're training people, lack of verification checks, observing traffic, left, middle, and right. And good instructors use their hands. Good instructors explain things ahead of time to allow you to get over a lane, to allow you to get into a roundabout. You have to take time and trust your instructor, trust your mom, trust your dad. But my mother and dad argue. Whoever's in the front seat is the co-pilot. You can't have a backseat driver. I've talked to my students. They have told me I can't drive with my mom. Sorry, moms, because they're always so picky and hitting the wall. And I understand. Dads, you're more chilled, you're more relaxed, you are patient. We all need to take a step back and be patient. Yelling and screaming at someone and grabbing the wheel and getting in their face is not what people need. They'll never learn how to drive, and that creates failure. Ask an adult for help. You found my channel. I'm an adult. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I enjoy teaching people how to drive. It's been 23 years. I'm always striving to learn more, to research, to create a podcast. When you take the time to subscribe to my channel, you're going to learn how to drive. You're going to learn how to understand a car. You're going to see people who cut us off. You're going to see roundabouts, parallel parking, merging on the expressway, reversing. You're going to see multiple things in real life situations. And if you follow this, this will make you a better driver. But it takes practice. No one is going to give you anything. And if you have a mom or a dad, sister or brother, uncle or auntie, family member who doesn't have the time, you're going to forget what you learned from your instructor. You're going to forget what you learned, and you're going to be in a heavy traffic situation, and you're going to panic. We all have been there. Your heart's beating, your hands are sweating, your eyes twitching. It's scary. I've seen it. I've been in it. Next, use humor. I do have a good sense of humor, and I try to be humorous in all situations. But what about yesterday when you almost got hit? I was humorous. I saw the car from my left. I turned the wheel. We got to the right side of the road. Beginning drivers don't do their verification checks. They don't look left. They don't look right. They don't look left again. And mom or dad, uncle or auntie, or students, you will get hit because people will pull out. They don't really look where they're going. And most of the time it's unintentional. But then an accident happens. And for many of you, you're on your parents' insurance until you're 25 years old. Plans differ. Your parents' insurance will go up if you're in an at-fault accident. Same thing with me. If I have a student who gets in an accident, student gets a ticket, they get the ticket. I'm the passenger. But I digress. We don't want to talk about negativity. Let's continue. You can cry. I've had students cry in the car. I've shed a tear because you hear these emotional situations. I have to get my license as quickly as possible. I'm living in foster care. I don't have a mom or a dad. The state paid for my driver's education. I can tell you so many different things. But everyone has a different story that they're going through. Either you're going into a storm or you're going out of a storm. And that's how life is. Right now, I'm in the middle of a storm. Okay? I'm going to continue. Let others have their way. That's bad and good. If you let someone have their way, you are compromising what you need. You can't fight everyone in the house. Who is the leader in the house? Is it your dad? Is it your mom? Who controls the money? Who controls the car? Who can you talk to? You have to find that leader in the house and talk to them alone. Mom, Dad, I just want to say I'm sorry for yelling at you. I was selfish. I know you're trying to help me. Mom, I know you're right. I need to listen to you. Dad, I know you have wisdom. I'm sorry. By you saying that and admitting fault, you're really stronger. You're not weaker. But hold on, isn't this about how to handle driving failures? Yes, because your parents are going to be the ones to let you use the vehicle. Unless you save your money, get a car, get insurance, and that could be thousands of dollars, okay? It's a process. You can't just get a car overnight and get insurance overnight. You have to drive with insurance. And there are a lot of drivers who are not driving properly. No license, no insurance. And then they hit someone, a life is lost, our insurance rates go up. So it hurts us all. Next, assign blame. I don't like that. If I make a mistake, I take it, right? If my student made a mistake and they did not listen to me, I'm still responsible for them because I'm in the car. Every instructor is a little bit different. If you're driving with mom and dad, the car's in their name, the insurance is in their name, and you make a mistake, you have to, Mom, Dad, I am sorry. I ran the red light, I hit a car. I will pay for it. I'll have to pick up some more hours. Work toward an agreement. I like that too. Mom and Dad, if I keep my grades up by June, will you help me with the car? Yes, I'll help you with the car. You're saving your money, you're keeping your grades up, you're showing your parents that you can be responsible. They'll help you. Most parents would. I would. Make a deal. Mom or dad, uncle or auntie, if I don't get in any more trouble, no more fights in school, I get my grades up and I get a job, can you help me get my license? Sure. I love to help you. And people want to know that you're working toward a positive outcome. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. Work it out fairly. Your parents want you to be successful. They don't want you lying around the house, not working, eating up the food, living in the basement, bringing people in and out of the house. 14, 15, 16, 17, you've got to show that person responsibility to get your license. There are still some groups of people post-COVID who just don't want to drive. That's a whole nother discussion. This discussion is how to handle driving failures. You've got to take that personal responsibility. And if you take the personal responsibility and admit, Mom or Dad, I made a mistake. Mom and Dad, please don't scream at me in the car. Mom and Dad, I failed my test a third time. Can you please read it to me? Or Dad, can you take me out and show me how I drive through a roundabout or how I parallel park? Mom and Dad, I paid for the test 3 times. It's $75. Can you help me pass it? Well, let's look at what you don't know how to do. You don't know how to parallel park. You can't take it personal. Your mom and dad want to help you. Being a parent is a huge responsibility. You got your kids, you're paying a mortgage, you're paying bills, insurance. It's a lot of pressure. A lot of younger adults don't have those financial pressures yet. So until you get those financial pressures, you just don't understand. I want to say thank you. If this brought you value, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share. I love you, and thank you for listening about how do you handle driving failures. Bye.